This book is the first edition of Search Engine Optimization for Dummies. It's called SEO for Dummies now. I wrote that book back in 2003 and it was published in 2004. It took me a long time to convince Wiley, the publisher, to publish that book. It took about 18 months to convince them. I was well known in the computer book business at the time. I've written about 60 computer books, mostly prior to 2003. I was well known in the business at the time, and back in those days, computer books took just a few weeks to sign because the computer book, computer industry moves so fast. Computer book publishing moves fast. So why did it take so long to get that book signed? Well, the editors at Wiley believed that SEO changed daily, or at least weekly or monthly. And this is a common misperception. It simply isn't true. The idea that you have to be constantly tweaking your websites, constantly following SEO because it changes so much, it just isn't true at all. Of course, things do change. I mean, over time, back in 2003, we didn't have XML sitemaps. We didn't have webmaster consoles. We didn't have structured data markup. And these are all things I discuss in the course. They weren't around back then. So these things get introduced every 18 months or 2 years or so. Something new and big gets introduced. But what isn't true is that it is constantly changing and you have to keep on top of it constantly. At the core, SEO today is the same as it was back in 2003. Back in 2003, you needed to know your keywords. You needed to create pages containing those keywords. You needed to create links with those keywords. Some of the details have changed, but the basic principles are the same today as they were in 2003. When things do change, it's usually in the direction of simply the search engines getting better at what they were trying to do in the first place. Here's an example, keywords in links. As I explained in this course, you need keywords in your links because the keywords tell the search engines what the reference page is about. That's been true for a long, long time, and it's still true today. What has changed, though, is that these days the search engines want to see a more natural link profile. They don't want to see 99% of your links having exactly the same keywords because that doesn't look natural. It looks like you're out there spamming, as they say, the search engines. So that's one important change. Yes, keywords in links are still important, but you need a bit of a mixture. Things need to look more natural. There was a time when you could just create hundreds and hundreds of links with exactly the same keyword, and it would work. It would have a real effect. Today, it's more of an issue. You're more interested in, or not more interested. You still need those links, but you are also interested in a natural link profile. Another change related to links. Links are so important. Search engines are getting much better at finding garbage links, at finding the sorts of links that have probably been paid for. They've always wanted to do this. So tricks that used to work in the past don't work as well today. But what has changed really, what has changed is that the search engines are simply better now at identifying garbage links than they were in the past. So when you hear about algorithm changes, don't worry. When you hear people say keywords are not important anymore, search engine optimization is dead, it's all nonsense. The bulk of SEO will continue to be the same. It's been this way for a decade and a half or longer actually. You need to understand your keywords. You need to create links with those keywords and pages containing those keywords. That was the basic formula for SEO success 15 years ago, and it's still the formula today.